Because you mentioned boundaries, what are some tools and techniques gained during your education training that apply well to your personal life in addition to professional life? Ooh, that's a difficult question. I think the biggest one that I picked up was active listening. I think that before I was always listening to give a response. But after my training, I listened to listen. I think that was the biggest thing for me. I think learning to do that and practicing that in school was kind of like mind-blowing for me. Active listening is, after using it in my personal life, it's made a very big difference in the way that I communicate with people and provide support for people. In the past, I would just give advice. But active listening really helps you to kind of get inside another person's head and really to understand them, and the connection is much better when you apply active listening as opposed to just listening to kind of respond and give advice. My personal approach in being an active listener, I don't know if I have like a personal approach. I feel like it just depends on who's coming into the office and what I feel like they need. I do a lot of my therapy based on what the person is coming in with. I don't try to like push my own like method or anything like that. I just kind of respond to what I feel like I'm getting from the other person, and then I try to work with that. Yeah, just rolling with whatever I'm getting from the other person and kind of reading their body language, reading their mood, and kind of just reading what I feel like it is that they need. Sometimes I'll kind of give it a test. Like, I personally, if there's anything that I like to use a lot, is kind of humor, and I try to try little jokes here and there to see if they respond well, and then if they do, then that's great. If they don't, then obviously I take on a more serious tone. And so it just kind of depends what that active listening part plays out, how that plays out. But usually what active listening is, fundamentally, is hearing what they're saying and then letting them know that you've heard what they're trying to communicate. So it's kind of like, some people joke that it's kind of like being a parrot, but it's really kind of getting at what they are really trying to communicate as opposed to just saying the same thing back to them. Rephrased a little bit so that the idea is the same, but the words are a little different, and just to make sure that you're getting the right idea from them. And that's usually what active listening, I think that's the core of what active listening is, at least for me personally, and making sure that they're understood. I would say go learn to do active listening, because yeah, it's crazy how much of a difference it makes in the way that you communicate with people. And so I think that if everybody practiced a little bit of active listening, there'd be much less conflict in the world. How do you know if the career of being a therapist is right for you? I think that a lot of people go into the field for different reasons, and it's hard to say definitively whether it's right for you or not. I would say you kind of look at different aspects of your personality and see, do I like to interact with people? Do I have the ability to help people process? Is this something that I like to do? Do I not want to make a lot of money? I'm completely serious. Therapy is not a super lucrative field unless you're trying to be a celebrity therapist, and in which case you can charge exorbitant amounts of money. But in general, therapists don't make a whole ton of money, so that's something to consider. So if you want like a really nice lifestyle, it's kind of a little bit difficult to do as a therapist. More specifically in like terms of actual therapy. Yeah, just your ability to kind of, do you enjoy helping people? Do you enjoy talking to people about issues, like, or at least do you have the ability to do those things? Like, do you have the ability to process people's like really deep emotions and to be able to kind of be with somebody in a time where they're experiencing a lot of hurt? Do you feel like you're a very people, like, do you feel like you have people skills? I think that those are like really important things. Yeah, just really kind of do some self-reflection about whether or not you feel like taking care of people is something you want to do. Are these things, like, do you feel like you have a good enough grasp of your own emotions to be able to not let that leak into your clients' lives, or vice versa? Like, do you feel like you have a good enough sense of self to where your clients won't you won't absorb parts of their lives? I think that those are usually some high reasons for burnout that I've noticed with a lot of therapists. So just things to keep in mind if you want to consider it as a career. Those are good things, good places to start.